Mama was a person who would choose painful, unfiltered truths over sweet, sugar-coated messages. She believed being direct to the point was the best way to get a message across. A belief and a trait I share with her as well. And so I will speak of nothing but the truth from the darkest depths of my heart. Kabahan ka na ba? I have a story to tell about Monjo. But for us, my siblings and I, she was our mother. It is said that among siblings, each child is raised with a different version of their parents. And that could never be more true. Ate Dave and Hopes would tell us how strict and notorious Mama was with her discipline. Meanwhile, Tiny and I were usually lucky enough to run away because at that time she was big. She had a hard time standing from the bed to chase us with a hammer. So we would run. Even little Pipito was no exception from Mama's iron fist. Being Mama's fourth child is both a blessing and a curse. It's a very scandalous thing to say. But growing up, she always told us no matter what, no matter how much we fight, kami-kami na magkakampi. We only have each other, especially when she's gone. And as a kid, despite being bullied by my siblings, I took that seriously. Especially after Tiny was born, she told me, as someone older and closer with Tiny, I have to take care of her. It was a role I took seriously, especially after seeing sila ate busy with their own lives. As one of the middle children, I saw the dynamics in our family. That, together with my sense of responsibility, I eventually became the responsible one at home. From someone raising Tiny to being responsible with many of the household responsibilities. The pros, I earned power and respect from everyone at home. Mom and I had a different dynamic compared to other siblings. We were close, but probably never as close as Ate and her. In late teens to early 20s, I realized I was hurting from our dynamic, which is why I was a little bit distant with her. I admit I was jealous of Ate and felt somewhat angry at both of them. Because as a kid, I did everything to please Mom, so I could get the attention and feel the love from her. I did my best at school and at home, eventually making me hyper-independent. While with Ate, she was always with Ate. When she enrolled in college, even when she was looking for a job. Whereas for me, I did most of it all by myself. I felt that way, angry and sad, because I was her daughter too. I was a child too. I needed her too. But when I'm down and weak, I wanted her to comfort me and be there for me and allow me to be weak even for a moment. Instead of pushing me more to stand and fight, si Mama kasi lagi niya kami pinupush to fight, keep going on. But sometimes that's tiring. And I wish that instead of pushing me, she would have hugged me instead. In high school, we had this retreat, and I received a letter from Dad and Mom. It wasn't the first time it happened, so I already knew what happens early, na lagi maiyak. I would joke pa nga kay Mama nun, sige, galing na ako yung iyak ko. Sabi ko, I'm gonna make sure hindi ako pakit ng iyak. But I ended up crying because I was writing a reply to her letter. And I gave her that letter. I wrote in that letter about how I felt. And she was surprised because she never knew nor expected that's not how I felt. When I got home, she said, when I'm ready, we can talk about it. But we never did because I knew how she would react and what she would say. And I was crying. So for me, it was pointless. In my early 20s, that hurt eventually became anger. I felt it was unfair and selfish of Mom. Unfair how I'm stuck with my role in the family. I never asked for one thing na masalan mga responsibilidad na hindi dapat ako sasalok. Selfish na when I was growing up, she would sigh and say, graduate ako dyan, like she's retired from being a mom. Enforcing the fact that I have the burden of responsibility. There were also times that we would fight. I was pointing out. I was pointing out the logical reason why napakabait yung kasiyahan ko. And I was so hurt by that. Nasa isip ko yun, paano naman kasiyahan ko ba? There were so many things I wanted to tell her, but at the same time, I didn't know what to say. That if I should tell her, because she was already weak and her chest was already hurting, and I didn't want to add more to that. And I didn't want her last memory to be that. So we had that little strange relationship because they were dynamic. Ironically, when I saw her for the first time after she passed, I hugged and kissed her. And I said, "Huwag ka na mag-alala ba? Ako bahala sa lahat." So ano yung ayaw ko growing up because I felt like I was burdened with this responsibility. I ended up promising her that she doesn't have to worry. I was angry with her because I felt like instead of being treated like she's my mom and I'm her daughter, I felt sometimes like I was the second mom. We may have had a great relationship when at home, but that doesn't mean we didn't love each other. And despite how it hurt to be me growing up, I wouldn't have become the JJ I am today if it weren't for her. During Mama's final days, she was saying her last messages for everyone, and I was waiting. When it came to me, all she could utter was, "Thank you, Anak." As she hugged me, because she wasn't here. And I was sad at first, but eventually I understood. It's a short message, but it weighed heavy with all the